Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. Here is the topic of today: 338 Lapua Magnum and the drop and the dials for your optics. So, I've got quite a bit of experience behind the 338 Lapua Magnum. I'm not talking about, 30 years and 100,000 rounds, but I've done quite a bit of bullet flinging with the 338 Lapua Magnum. Got hits at long range. I've got footage of that from the past in videos that we filmed several different loadings, and I've got my dope cards and some data from that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to run you through the dials and some drop charts of 3 different loadings: 250 grain, a 270 grain, and a 300 grain. So this ammo is kind of hard to find, at least these days for this stuff. Didn't used to be. You used to be able to go and buy whatever you wanted because nobody had 338 Lapua. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the only guy in town that flings it. You know what I mean? But nowadays it's hard to find no matter what you get. I'm going to do a drop chart for 250 grain, 270 grain, and 300 grain. I've even hunted with this Lapua, got a mule deer. But let me show you. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to give you some drop charts, so no matter what bullets you got for your 338 Lapua, I'll give you a baseline for your dials, and then I'll show you my dope card for my literal experience with 2 different kinds. I've taken it long range, 270 grain with hunting ammo, and 300 grain. But let's get right into the video. First, I'm going to show you some footage of me and the Hornady American Hunter. It's a hunting ammo, 270 grain ELDX. And let me show you the dope card. I wrote it down: 300 yards, 700 yards, and then 1,000 yards. There's my dope card there for the Hornady American Hunter. I only flung them and documented the mills for 3 different distances. So 300 yards, 700 yards, and 1,000 yards. At 300 yards, I dialed 0.75 mils. For 700 yards, 4.25 mils. And at 1,000 yards with those 270 grain ELDXs, my dial was 7.75 mils. Now, I'm going to show you a full drop chart of that, but let me roll in the footage here real quick of me slinging that 270 grain Hornady American Hunter ammo. We dialed this in at 100 yards, and now we're going to shoot 300, right? All right. You said 0.75. Got him.
That makes 300 yard man sick.
Hey, you want to turn it up to 700, or you want to take
4.25 if you want to go to 700.
4.25. You said 4.75? Is that what you
4.25.
4.25. So. Got him. All right, now we're at 1,000 yards. We did 100, then 300, then 700. And now you said 7 3/4?
7 3/4, 7.75.
Got him. All right, now real quick, let me show you a ballistic chart with that ammo. The chart is real close to what my actuals were, so if you're flinging 270 grainers, this should be a very good baseline. Your velocity, your barrel length is probably pretty close to mine. Alright, so here's the drop chart for that Hornady 270 grainer. You can see I put in there the BC. It's got a good BC, 0.757 on the G1 scale. 270 grain, 2800 at the muzzle. And you can see at where should we go at? We flung it at 300 first. Mills dial's calling for 0.96 on here. If you got MOA, you can look at the MOA column. At 300 yards, it's only dropping 10 inches, so pretty flat, right? And then 500 yards, your Mills dial is 2.45. Go to 7, your Mills dial will be 4.21. Go down to 1,000, and it's at 7.37. And then I've got the chart all the way down to 1,800 yards, dial for 20 mils. 338 Lapua, pretty flat. All right, so that's the data on the 270 grainers. Let me actually show you my bing bang here in 338. It's in all of this footage. I only have one 338. I don't have two. Can afford that. This is my Savage 110 BA Stealth in 338 Lapua. Right now I got a Crimson Trace Hardline Pro on it in mils. But 338 Lapua, Savage 110 BA Stealth. I believe they quit making this model. I don't think you can get it anymore unless you find one that wasn't sold or used or something. But hey, real nice trigger. I love it. It's got a cool little telescoping scope or whatever. But hey, that's my 338 and I dig it. Next, let's go to the, I've got some of this. I don't have any of that Hornady ammo anymore, but I do have some of this. What we're going to show you in the next piece of footage, the Norma 300 grain Match King. So this stuff has crazy high BC, ballistic coefficient, 0.768 on the G1 scale. That's wild. That's like the highest BC of anything that I have ever flung. Crazy. But for this one, I said, hey, we're not going to waste any time. Let's just take it straight to 1,000. And I dialed it for 9 mils. That's what our calculator said was 9 mils. And check it out. I got it on film. Should be able to hear the ding. Here goes the 300 grainers.
Impact. 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 Oh,
Knocked it over.
he knocked it down.
Nice. So that's right at 9, and I held left edge.
9 mils for the heavier bulots. About a 1 1/4 mils more at 1,000 yards than those 270 grainers for the 300 grainers. So now let me show you a ballistics chart for the 300 grainers. Alright, now here's the chart for the 300 grain Normas. You can see 0.768 BC on the G1 scale. That is super, super awesome. 300 grain bulot, muzzle velocity 2690. And you can see here just some real quick touches. At 500 yards, it's 2.70 dial on the mils. 700 yards, 4.61. Out to 1,000 yards. On my dope card for these, I've got 9 mils. Now, I got hits with 9 mils, but this chart is calling for 8 mils. So, depending on your setup, this will get you real close, but my actual experience with this one at 1,000 yards, I dialed 9 mils. This chart's calling for 8. Alright, so we got hits with the 270 grainers. I showed you the full chart for that all the way out to a mile. We got hits with the 300 grainers at 1,000. I showed you the chart all the way out to a mile for that. Now, I'm going to show you 250 grainers. So the lightest, I wouldn't recommend getting the light stuff unless you're doing some like short to mid-range hunting or something with this stuff. I'd recommend you go with the 300 grainers. That'd be my first pick, 300 grainers. But this is the Norma. What is this one called? 250 grain hollow point boat tail. Don't get me wrong, this is good stuff too. But I would prefer to get the 300 grainers if you can get your hands on them. But hey, this stuff is no joke. What's the BC on this stuff? I already looked it up. BC on this stuff is 0.587. So the BC on the 300 grain is in the 0.7s, super high. These is only in the 0.5 only. 0.5 is still better than a lot of other stuff, but I have not taken the 250s long range because it doesn't make near as much sense. But if that's all you got, I just printed up a chart here, and you could use it if you have 250 grainers. Notice it goes subsonic before a mile, where the others didn't, the 270 grain and the 300 grain. But hey, what you gonna do? Then we've got the lightest. Notice that these go subsonic before a mile. So the 250 grainers, you might think, oh, they're lighter, they're going faster. Well, they slow down a lot faster than those heavier ones. Got the lower BC of 0.587 on the 250 grainers. They are faster at the muzzle. Let's go to 500 yards quick, 2.3 mils. 700 yards, 4.1 mils. At 1,000, we're at 7.6 mils. But we're losing speed real quick there, and it goes subsonic between 1,500 and 1,600 yards. But hey guys, let me get one of these out of the box real quick, just so I can show you if you've never seen one before. Check that out. Big old bow light. I got really big hands, but anyways, yeah, they're big. Hold it up like that, see how big it is. 338 Lapua. But hey, hope this video helped you out, maybe saved you a little bit of money if you're new to 338 or what have you. But just shared my experience. Like I said, if you have your pick, I'd go with the 300 grainers. My dial at 1,000 with the 300 grainers was 9 mils, and with the 270 grainers, 7.75 mils. I have taken a deer with that. Let me show you that clip real quick. Man.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes! We came to the top of the ridge. I jumped off the horse and went ahead of Clayton and the horses. And then over here behind me, I spotted out of the corner of my eye those does, and that buck was still with them. And Clayton had given me his rangefinder. I yarded him at 175, dialed the mils on the scope, bam! And I popped him. He might have went 5 yards. It was impact, and he did a little circle, and then I saw him go down. So right now, hey, this is right after the shot. We're going to go check out this deer. But I can't tell you how excited I am. I just dropped a Montana mule buck, and I spotted this buck, the one we've been chasing all day. He was with 6 or 7 does still. Out of the corner of my eye, I ranged him at 175, and Clayton was making fun of me because I dialed my scope. This is a awesome setup. This is my favorite rifle. It's my Savage 110 BA Stealth in 338 Lapua Magnum. We've got videos shooting this off a bench rest at 1,000 yards over and over very accurately. Super sweet setup, Nikon FX 1000. But we smoked this buck at 175 yards, so I could not be happier. Came up here to Montana to hang out with my buddy Clayton, the adventure cowboy, and we've been having literally an adventure every single day this week. This is the 3rd day we've been out here, and we smoked this mule deer buck, and I could not be happier. Absolutely the biggest buck I've ever taken in my life. I could not be happier. But hey, appreciate y'all watching. 338 Lapua is no joke. It has incredible ballistics. If you got one, that is awesome. Fantastic setup for not a whole lot of drop at long distances and retaining a ton of force out there. But hey, hope this video helped you out and maybe give you a baseline if you're looking to get into 338 Lapua. Appreciate y'all watching. Comment down below what you want to see next time. We've done these drop charts with tons of stuff. If you haven't seen them already, 30-06, 270, 450 Bushmaster, 350 Legend. We've done a bunch of these already, showing you guys the drop charts and the dials for your scope. I really enjoy doing this type of stuff. But let me know what you want to see next time. If there's something we haven't done yet, I'll do my best to try to do it for you. We've even done 50 BMG with the drop chart and taking it out to the range. But appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you on the next one. Hooty hoo!
Load it up and like to shoot